You need something to hook you and reel you in. You used to be this gifted and talented person that would finish a book in a day, and that very same day you're starting a new book. Sometimes I can't even listen to a new song because I don't have the capacity to lend my full attention to something that I can't predict.
Let's go, Billy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Billy.
Sorry, it was getting really good. So, I hear you're trying to read. Okay. I know you already have a book in mind. So go get that book, sit down, and read for 10 minutes uninterrupted. And then you can go about and live your life. When you remember that you have a book that you're reading, go pick it up again, read a couple chapters. And by then you probably would have passed 50 pages. If you have no tug to follow the story, if there's no interest as to what is happening with the characters, you can put the book down. Okay? All right. You've put the book down. You're thinking, I'm not reading again. I can't come and kill myself. But wait! Let's take a pause and figure out together what it is you like to read. How I like to think about it is like choosing a starter. You need something to whet your appetite. You need something to hook you and reel you in. So, what trailers got you to watch a movie or a series? What type of trailers keep catching you? For me, a psychological thriller is always going to get me. So I'd go to the library and go to the thriller section and check out the blurb. So when I'm looking at the blurb, I think about what type of blurbs have I read in the past that I actually ended up really enjoying the story. Sometimes I also like to scan what other authors have said about the book. So is it an adjective like very, very funny or very addictive, I couldn't put it down, going to capture your attention? Speaking about other people's reviews, think about what recommended books that you've actually enjoyed reading. You see, with blurbs, me personally, I don't get too fixated on them because I like to give a story a chance. Sometimes I'm convinced I don't even like a book, and then throughout the day, I find myself thinking, ugh, Sam is so annoying. Why doesn't he just tell Sadie he thinks she's pretty? Now that's curiosity. When a story has you hooked, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're literally glued to the pages. It could have just stroked your shoulders and piqued your interest. So, with the 3-course meal, with a starter, it's just supposed to light something within you, get you excited about potential. Should we move on to the main meal? Okay, so this is the bulk of the meal. This is the protein, the carbs, and the veg. And this meal is supposed to satiate a lingering hunger. It's supposed to nourish you. And as soon as you've eaten it, you literally can't stop thinking about the meal. So when we apply this analogy to a story that you experienced, what are the points that you couldn't forget? Was it the fact that there were two people perfect for each other, but they're just too stubborn to admit their feelings for one another? Or is it the shock horror in finding out the abuser was her mum? So when you think about stories in this way, you figure out the genres that you prefer to experience and even the feelings that you're more drawn to. Is it the suspense? Is it the disgust? Okay, but let's say you've got your degree and you know everything and you've already picked a book that you enjoy. You've started it, but weeks have passed since you've picked it back up again. You used to be this gifted and talented person that would finish a book in a day, and that very same day you're starting a new book. Does that sound like you? Maybe it's just time for a little break. Maybe you should just take a pause on the book that you can't pick back up again and go back to your comfort genres. Finish that book and get used to reading at length, and then you can return. Often, when we stop reading, it isn't even about the story not being interesting enough. Sometimes we're under a lot of stress in our lives and the book that we're reading just isn't speaking to us in this current season. Sometimes I can't even listen to a new song because I don't have the capacity to lend my full attention to something that I can't predict. But when I'm in a good mood, I'm feeling open, I'm ready again. Occasionally, we just need that hum of familiarity in order to get the cogs turning again so we can take in new information. Are you ready for dessert? This is that added bonus. This is that rush of pleasure. It scratches that final itch. When you've got through all those chapters, the story has taken you up and brought you back down. This is when you feel satiated. You're not hungry anymore. You can face your life again. You read a story that makes you feel less alone. It feels like you've been on holiday with a friend and come back even closer. The intimacy of reading someone else's thoughts, too shy to say aloud, and that sense of togetherness you feel as you discover words for feelings you didn't even know you had. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope that was of use to you.